show you how you can continue to set the trends,
see
Regis.
this.
Are you ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, let's start with number 5. Most important thing is sweatpants with a sport coat.
Yeah, look at the hat.
This is Terry. Now, if you love your blue jeans and your khakis with sport coats, you'll adore this look, you guys. It's relaxed, it's comfortable, and yet it's very stylish and preppy. The tip here is no droopy, torn, dirty sweats. No logo sweats. It needs to be very clean, very athletic
Terry
looking.
looks very nice.
Isn't that a great look?
And the pants are a great idea.
Yeah. Remember, these are the 5 most important things.
These are the 5 most important things for this
Number
look.
4,
5 things Frank will avoid.
the plaid work shirt with a suit on David.
Who's this guy think he is?
This is dressing down for the office. Remember, first, Regis, we did the T-shirt with the suit. And then remember, Regis, we did the vest with no shirt, which you wore last year. Then we also did the dress button shirt with no tie, which you wear all the time. And then the band collar shirt, which you wore also.
So what's new with him?
So this is, it's gone one step more classic. It's a flannel soft plaid work shirt, buttoned up. The only time you unbutton it is if you put a white T-shirt underneath it.
Now, while you're talking about buttons, he did the first 2 buttons on a 3-button jacket. Is that what you're supposed to do, the top 2?
The top 2.
Okay,
right.
fine.
Okay?
All right.
Thank you, David. Military details.
10 hot.
On another David. Now, it isn't the full uniform, but it's items like field gear, regimental stripes or gold buttons, or this wonderful outfit is from Emporio Armani. It's corduroy velvet trousers. And then the military influence is very subtle in the jacket in untraditional fabrications. So it gives you just a feeling of the military look without the whole uniform look.
I see a lot of buttons on the new stuff for ladies this
Yes,
fall.
and the military look works for women as well. It's
Buttons
very
on
good.
in.
Thank you, David. Number 2, you don't have to buy anything. All you have to do is do something. This is the tucked-in tie.
Tucked-in tie.
We've got 2 versions of it. First, we've got Tony in the casual look of the tucked-in tie. Take your denim shirt, tuck in the tie between the 3rd and 4th button. And it's a very preppy, it's a very British, a very Ralph Lauren look. Now, Craig shows how to wear it for the Wall Street look. Tucked in with the suspenders,
Are you sure
the trousers.
this is going to make it? I haven't seen one guy.
This is going to make it. This is going to be
I haven't seen, besides
big.
these 2 guys, I haven't seen one guy do this.
Because we're just now announcing it. It's just now coming out.
I see, we're starting it here, okay.
And women, you can tuck in your ties too. This is the future. This is for fall '94.
Gotcha.
We're
All
right
right.
here. Are you ready for the number 1?
Number 1 tip.
The number 1 is rockabilly.
Let's see it, baby. Rockabilly.
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 This is
Here
it?
we've got this is it.
Oh, yeah.
Now, this is lighthearted. It's for the very young and the very trendy. I don't know if this is for you or not, Regis. It's a nod to the 50s greaser. It's a little country and a little rock. And it's fantastic. You can buy it in a thrift shop. You can buy it in the stores. It's everywhere. It is really hot.
Oh, I like this guy.
Oh, this was...
Oh, yeah. Look at this guy.
Are you ready for the rockabilly look, Regis?
Yeah.
All right.
I guess I got to get a poodle skirt.
You have to get your poodle skirt. It's just like the music mixing country and rock
I
together.
can't stand it. Hear the rest of the guys. Thank you, Christine. All right, we're going to be right back in a moment. I can't take this excitement. Let me out of here.
More information about the fashions you've just seen, send for our newsletter, $2 in a business-sized stamped self-addressed envelope 2, live newsletter, issue number 194, Post Office Box 2010, Floral Park, New York, 11002.
How are you? Yes, of course. Mrs. Fields. Nice to see you again, Mrs. Fields.
Why, thank you.
You're looking so radiant, so nice. And I love Chocolate Cookbook. This is your latest cookbook and some great recipes in here, too.
Oh, yes, chocolate.
Yeah. Well, chocolate chip cookies was what catapulted you to fame, right?
Well, it helped.
Yeah.
I love to bake.
Yeah.
And what we're going to be doing today is white chocolate cookies with chocolate chunks.
Now, do you still live in Utah?
Yes, Park City in the
Park
mountains.
City in the mountains,
With 5 girls and my husband,
Yes.
and dogs and cats.
5 girls. Can you
Yeah.
believe this? Yeah. Are they all as pretty as you?
Oh, they're beautiful.
Yeah. How old are they?
Jessica's 15, Janessa's 13, Jennifer's 10, Ashley's 6, and Mackenzie's 3.
Wow, Mr. Fields has been busy. Yes. What does Mr. Fields do? Is he part of the organization? Of course,
He just started his own company. He got a job. Yes. And he has his own software company now.
His software company. Good for
That's
him.
right.
That's great. All right,
ready to
well,
make?
these are the cookies right over there, boy.
That's
they
what
look
we're going to
great.
make.
Okay, fine.
And we're going to show you guys how to make them.
Yes.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Here we're going to go ahead and take 2½ cups of flour. And then what you want to do is add to that 1 teaspoon of baking soda.
Done.
And putting it in.
Almost done.
Of course. And 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And then you want to take a wire whisk.
I can handle
and
that.
whisk those together.
I can do that for you, Mrs. Fields.
Why, thank you, Mr. Phil. And then what we're going to do is add 3 ounces of white chocolate. And when you buy your white chocolate, you want to always make sure you have real cocoa butter. That's what makes it taste great.
Okay.
And we're going to take to this 1/4 of a stick, or 1/2 a stick, or 4 tablespoons, and we're going to put this in a double boiler.
Oh, okay.
And what I have here is a double boiler, and basically it's a pan that goes inside of another with water, and you're going to let this simmer, and it'll take about 10 minutes.
Right.
And you're going to melt it. Now, if you don't have a double boiler, because, you know, you really don't need one, you can just take any pan, stainless steel bowl, and just add a little water, and then melt your chocolate, and this is what it looks like.
So that's what it looks like over there.
And then you want to set it aside and let it cool. Okay, now we're going to take the remaining butter, and we're going to start blending that with 1/4, and this is 2 sticks of butter, so it's 1½ sticks, with 1/2 cup of granulated sugar and light brown sugar, both 1/2 cup. And you want to go ahead and start blending these together?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, you turn it on like that, and you're going to blend it to the point where it's creamy. Okay, and you can give it a little bit more power by pressing underneath here. Very good. Okay. Very good. Okay, a little bit more power, and keep on creaming and blending. And you're doing very
Not
good.
bad, huh?
Not bad, not bad. Do you like to bake?
No.
No. Do you like to eat?
Yes.
Oh, okay, good, good.
All
That's
right.
where we're heading.
Well, that's pretty good, isn't it?
Well, yes.
More you want?
Yes, of course.
You're a demanding woman,
That's
Mrs.
right.
Fields.
Well, good enough never is. So
Do
we
you
have
have a
to
first
go...
name?
Yes, Debbie.
Debbie Fields,
Yes.
of course.
Okay, now you stop. Oh, it's okay. And now we're going to add 1 egg, large at a
Mrs.
time.
Fields, it all stuck on here.
Just go ahead and blend.
Okay, put that in
And-
too.
Yes, 1 egg at a time. Oh, good work. You're really blending now. Okay, now we're going to add another egg and blend. Very good. This is
Strong.
very impressive. Very strong. Very
Strong, Mrs. Fields.
Very strong arm power. Adding 2 teaspoons of vanilla, pure vanilla. And then you're going to take your white chocolate, which has been blended with the butter and nice and cool, and we're going to add that as well. Okay. Very good. Good blending. Good. I can see. Oh, whoa. Okay, now.
I'm exhausted. Think this is easy?
And you're supposed to wipe usually on something else other than yourself.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay. Here we go. Then we're going to blend all of these together. Now get your dry ingredients. Very good.
In here?
And in there. And then you're going to take this incredible mixer, turn it on one more time. You may want to balance it out with your other arm, just to make sure, to develop both sides. Okay.
Oh, Mrs. Fields,
wow.
I'm sorry. It's kind of a messy...
And then stop, and then stir in your chocolate chunks, which are approximately 8 ounces. And let me show you what it's going to look like. Come on, you can hang in there.
Okay, Mrs. Fields.
What you're going to do is you're going to take it and drop it onto a silver cookie sheet. If you drop it on a dark sheet, you'll kind of burn the bottoms. And I use an ice cream scoop, but you can also use like 2 tablespoons.
Just lay it on a little glob there, huh? And that will all
Form a
flatten?
ball.
Oh,
Form a ball.
okay.
Nice and firm ball.
Right.
Okay. Now, what you're going to do is put it in a 300-degree oven.
Yeah.
You're going to bake, bake, bake for
Right.
approximately 20 minutes until lightly golden brown. And then you want to use an oven mitt because these are incredibly fresh, warm cookies. And you take them out and you go, oh, wow!
My gosh,
you
look
put
at
them,
this.
You put them on a cooling rack. And, of course, you've got to have your milk.
A little cookies and milk and Mrs.
Hello
Fields.
there,
Whoa.
Mrs. Fields. And what do you think, guys?
That's exactly the way I like a chocolate chip.
Boy,
Soft,
it's
chewy.
very, very
Thank
good.
you. Yeah, soft and chewy. Fabulous.
Right here, I Love Chocolate Cookbook, recipe in a newsletter. And we'll be right back in just a moment.
And to get our newsletter, send $2 in a business-sized stamped self-addressed envelope to Live Newsletter, issue number 194, Post Office Box 2010, Floral Park, New York 11002.
So, Ms. Cohen, just saw you late last night
Well,
in the
we
streets
certainly
of New
did. What
York.
a night. What a night we had.
Everywhere.
It's that
everywhere.
electricity in the air now.
Did
you
I
know,
get
with
it
the
all
full
in?
social season.
Was there anything I left out that we saw?
I think you got it in. Well, it wasn't just at the party that Liz Smith gave for
Mary Matlin
and James Carville. It wasn't just Raquel Welch and Dr. Ruth.
I know there were more there.
It was Betty Friedan.
Yes.
I mean, it was such an odd
Eclectic group.
George Plimpton. I mean, it was a really, Carl Bernstein
Yeah,
was there.
yeah.
It was a very, very eclectic
Literary
group.
people stick together, don't they? I mean, they
guess
come
so.
out for each other. That's nice.
They do, and it made for an interesting evening.
All right, so what do we have today?
What we're going to talk about first, we're going to start with Elizabeth Taylor. It has been such a lousy week for Elizabeth Taylor. I have to tell you, just a couple of months back, the violet-eyed actress made headlines, which she always seems to do, when she announced that she was suing NBC. The issue? The network's plans to make a TV miniseries based on her life. It's my life, said Elizabeth in an impassioned press conference, and I own the rights to it. What's more, she said, I might want to write my own story someday. That was her position, and she was suing NBC for $10 million for possibly infringing on any financial gain that she might get from her own life story at some point. Elizabeth's public relations juggernaut, in fact, is so effective that at first it seemed to the world that she had indeed stopped this project. Instead, Elizabeth herself has been stopped, at least for the time being. A judge ruled this week that Elizabeth has no right to sue NBC to halt the airing of that miniseries. Something about this being a bit of prior restraint protected by the First Amendment. Elizabeth is said to be, well, not just upset at this point, but kind of angry. I mean, she really, truly believes that her story is her property and as such one of her key financial assets. No word yet on whether she will be appealing this decision. Now, you have...
But isn't that the same case as Roseanne Barr, who's so upset with the selection of that?
Exactly.
I don't blame
You
her
have
one
no
bit.
right over your own life.
Well, you certainly have the right to tell your own story, to write your own
If
book,
you
or to
want
produce
to.
your own
But if
series.
somebody
anybody
else
else can
wants
write
to.
all the lies they want about you.
If you are a public figure, I mean,
Check your
Churchill, Bill
constitutional rights
Clinton,
at
I
the
mean,
door,
anyone can write a book about any of them.
So.
You're next, babe. I don't know if you knew.
The Regis Philbin
But who's
story.
going to play me?
Going to be on the...
That'd be Robert Redford if the deal's off.
No, I heard it's
Okay, Al.
No, I heard it's going to be airing on the Playboy channel.
Did you? Well, you'll be there with me, I'll tell you that. All right, what else we got?
In your
here? Oh, I'm
dreams.
sorry, you were just about to go into the Roseanne end of this thing.
Well, this is also
Yeah.
this news will come as something of a blow to Roseanne, who also
Yeah.
has had her lawyers. I mean, she didn't say she was suing. She had her lawyers, though, seeing if they could possibly figure out any way to stop the TV miniseries that was going to be based on her marriage to Tom Arnold.
But usually these things are done in conjunction with the star.
No, I don't think that's true.
Really?
I think, no, that's not true at all. I mean, occasionally it has been. The best recent example, I think, is Joan Rivers and her daughter. Actually, they starred as themselves
Right.
in the story
Well,
of
that's
the
my
death of her
point.
husband.
But
I don't think that's customary. I
All
mean,
right.
look at all the miniseries
On
that
the
were done
Kennedys.
on the Kennedys, on Jackie Onassis. I mean,
beaten
so
that
many
to death.
actresses
Yeah.
have played
No,
her.
you're right, you're right. You're right, it just seems unfair, but you're right.
It
doesn't
does.
seem unfair. It is unfair.
Well, it's certainly unfair if they distort this person's life, I
That
think.
remains to be seen with Elizabeth Taylor, and Roseanne at this point.
Such
you know?
well-known lives,
Yeah.
yes.
All right, what else you got?
Well, there will be plenty of opportunities, though, this fall, regardless of what happens with Roseanne, the miniseries on Roseanne's marriage. There'll be plenty of opportunities to see her marital problems on the screen. Now, just the other day, I told you that on her TV series this season, Roseanne will be pregnant. Well, now the star and her writers have decided to add even more dramatic elements to the new season. It has now been decided also that Roseanne and her TV husband, John Goodman, will have marital problems. No word on what the end of that will be, but plot twists like that are designed to keep the viewers interested and provide plenty of press coverage in the process, which in turn attracts other viewers, keeps the show fresh for the new season. For the producers of Frasier, some slight reshifting of that show's priorities is also in order. After all, as I just mentioned yesterday, that show is vying more heavily than ever for viewers because this fall it goes up against TV's top-rated comedy, Home Improvement. So to hook its audience, to keep them more interested than ever, Frasier is somewhat refocusing. I'm told there will be a lot less of Frasier doing his job at the radio station, which I always kind of like that part, and more emphasis on his life at home with his family. This is likely to include, I am told, a new romantic interest for Frasier.
I want him to get back together with Lilith.
Well, she's going to be around a little bit, but we're not going to be seeing quite as much of her as we did last season, unfortunately.
I think the TV audience is the loser in this battle. You know, I mean, there's so little to watch anyway that's any good in the sitcom area, and here are two excellent sitcoms being pitted against each other. One of them has got to lose.
I know, it just doesn't, it doesn't seem right. And a lot of VCRs
Nothing's
are
fair.
going to be...
Now I'm
Nothing's
totally
fair. We're fed up with everybody. All right, Claudia, thank you very much. We'll see you soon, okay?
Thanks, Paul.
Back in a second.
The Century Plaza offering the finest in luxury service in Southern California style adjacent to Beverly Hills on LA's fashionable west side. The Century Plaza Hotel and Tower. Friday on Live, husband and wife Kevin Kline and Phoebe Cates.
You know, tonight at sundown, the holy day of Yom Kippur begins, and we would like to wish all of you who are observing this holiday a good holiday.
Absolutely.
And tomorrow?
Tomorrow, Diane Sawyer will be here, incidentally, with a preview of her interview with Nicole Simpson's family.
We'll have all for one singing for us and the top 5 fall fashions for women.
That's it. See you tomorrow, everybody. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.
Some members of our studio audience will receive the following. Quality Check Dairies, where higher standards mean fresh taste. Quality Check, our fresh taste makes the smile. Use Centrum Singles, individual nutrients from the makers of Centrum. Beta-carotene, vitamin E, vitamin C, and calcium. Use Centrum Singles for extra nutritional support. Jonel's French Manicure, quick and easy. White it and pink it for smoother, whiter tips and healthier-looking nails. Treat yourself to a French manicure from Jonel. Try great-tasting stick-free gum. Delicious spearmint and peppermint. Stick-free, non-stick gum. Only the flavor sticks around. Tomorrow on Live, Diane Sawyer. All for one. And the top 5 fall fashions for women.